What a day one of the Senior World Team Trials. The final 2 out of 3 are set, and there was some craziness along the way. I'm going to talk through 61 kilograms, 70 kilograms, 79, and 92 here. Starting at 61, the name of the day, regardless of weight class, Marcus Blaze. Marcus Blaze has won the challenge tournament and will be facing Vito Arujau in the 2 out of 3 finals. And here's how he got there. He beat Kyle Berwick in round 1. Round 2, the quarterfinals, he takes out Seth Gross, an NCAA champion and a former world teamer back in 2022. Next round, he's got Nishan Garrett, an NCAA champion, also a former world teamer. Beats him actually dominantly. Just shut down Nishan Garrett. It was like a 5-0, 7-0 type of win, and super impressed by that. But then his match against Dayton Fix wrestled a very, very smart and very, defensive strategy, but was able to get the win late. Here's how it went down. It starts off, Dayton is really dictating the hand fight. He's controlling center really well. He gets 1, and he gets, Blaze puts on the clock again for 2, and Dayton's up 2-0. And then Dayton, something started to flip in the second period, and then Dayton wasn't able to hold center quite the way he was able to. Dayton gets put on the clock. 2-1 now the score, and then the final closing 30-45 seconds, absolutely thrilling. These guys had some amazing exchanges. Like in the second period, Marcus got in deep on a left side high crotch. Dayton was able to counter out of it. Marcus got in again, couldn't score. And then in the closing 10-15 seconds, Marcus able to get in on a single leg. And you got Dayton's whizzing hard. He's trying to prevent the score, nearly does. And he drops down to a knee for a moment, seems to come up for a moment. And at that point in time, Blaze takes him out of bounds for the point. Now, a brick comes from Thomas Gilman in the Cowboy corner because Dayton's knee was down for a period of time. The question was he grounded or was he not? They took a look at it in the review and they determined he was not grounded, and Marcus Blaze was in fact the winner. Just a crazy run. So he goes back to back to back, beating 3 straight world teamers to make it to the challenge 2 out of 3. And he's going to be facing Vito Arujau, the reigning 2023 world champion at 61 kilograms. He's absolutely going to have his hands full. But I said this, I think he's been an underdog in his last 3 matches, and he's found a way to win every single one of them. You can't count him out. Is Vito the favorite? Yes. Can Marcus Blaze win that match? Can he win 2 matches against Vito? You can't say no. It's on the table now. It's absolutely in the cards, a possibility that Marcus Blaze could knock off Vito Arujau. We just have to accept that that is a potential reality. Coming in, I didn't think that was true. But now, Marcus is going to be a fixture on the senior level moving forward. There's no question about it, whether he wins or loses tomorrow. And Vito's still going to be the pick in many eyes, but Marcus Blaze is going to make it a lot more interesting than I think people would have expected. 70 kilograms, James Green was definitely the story of that weight class. Looked utterly dominant, making it to the semis, and then had a nice controlled win over Jordan Oliver, who has been a stalwart, a very, very tough guy to beat at the senior level. A great job by James Green taking him out, and he'll take on Alec Pantelio in the finals. Alec had, the word brawl is thrown out a lot to describe wrestling matches, but it actually applies in this instance. These two, the level of physicality that PJ Duke displayed against Alec Pantelio, like, it definitely towed the line and crossed the line at times, but ferocious hand fighting from both guys, and it's Alec Pantelio was able to fire double leg after double leg after double leg and gets the win over high schooler PJ Duke. Yeah, the high schoolers once again are stealing the show here. PJ making the semis is an accomplishment on its own. But Alec Pantelio wins that match, setting up an Alec Pantelio versus James Green match, and the way things are looking, Alec Pantelio, I think, is going to be the underdog here. James Green, multiple world teams, multiple medalists. He looks as good as we've seen him at 70 kilograms. His underhook was working. His leg attacks were working. His laces were working. It was really a masterful day 1. But he's got to do it as well on day 2 in that 2 out of 3. 79 kilograms, we get the rematch, the one we've been speculating and talking about. Chance Marsteller versus Jordan Burroughs. They were the Final X in 2022. Jordan won, and then he won Worlds. Final X in 2023. Most thrilling and controversial Final X matchup ever in 2023. And Chance wins and goes on to the World Championships. And now in 24, they're meeting again. And both look absolutely fantastic. Chance Marsteller took out Keegan O'Toole in pretty dominant fashion. He got a big arm spin, He got a takedown of his own. I believe it was a 7-0 win for Chance Marsteller against Keegan O'Toole, who had knocked off David Carr earlier that day. So not a bad day for Keegan O'Toole, but definitely there's another level for Keegan to reach if he wants to make a senior level world team, because Chance Marsteller really was in control of that entire match. Down below, man, this was an emotional one, you know. We're on shoe watch this whole time. Like, hey, if some of these legends like David Taylor or Jordan Burroughs lose, we could see them retire, right? Well, Jordan Burroughs wins the match against Alex Daringer, and it was crazy. It was kind of a good picture of who Jordan Burroughs is, because he's down 2 late in the first period, and Alex Daringer, I would say, put together a perfect 2 minutes and 56 seconds or 58 seconds, or however many it was, of his first period. But he let up just a little bit at the end, or maybe Jordan exploited an opening, whichever it was, and Jordan was able to fire a takedown and take a 2-2 lead into the second period, and really felt like that knocked some momentum out, because then Jordan Burroughs really got it going, was able to get a double leg and a lace, and was able to pull away from that match and win, I believe, by a 7-2 score. And then after that match, Alex Daringer takes off his shoes, an emotional retirement for the really a legend of the sport, a 3-time NCAA champion, a Hodge Trophy winner, a guy with so many elite international wins. And if the names Kyle Dake and Jordan Burroughs didn't exist, who knows how many world teams this guy would have been on. So he takes off his shoes, signifying his retirement. Got a standing ovation from the crowd. Burroughs, when he recognized that Alex was retiring, came up, kind of gave him a hug and kind of a little kiss on the back of his head. Really cool moment, and obviously congrats to Alex Daringer on an amazing career. He's going to do big things as a coach. If you know Alex, great guy to be around, and he's going to have a huge impact on the coaching side. Moving on up to 92 kilograms. Actually, before I do that, let's stay at 79, because it's going to happen again. Jordan Burroughs versus Chance Marsteller. And looking at it, you think about what's been in the back of Jordan's mind. In 2023, he loses in the most controversial, gut-wrenching fashion, to the point where we saw Jordan Burroughs seemingly contemplate taking his own shoes off in 2023. Then you fast forward to the Olympic trials, where he has this crazy match against Mitchell Messenbrink where he's booed, and then you've got him losing to Jason Alf where he's booed and heckled by fans. And think about and I don't know Jordan that well personally, know him a little bit, but like, think about the anger or the fury or the fire that those last couple events maybe are fueling that engine as Jordan wants to go out a winner, and he can get revenge on Chance Marsteller, who kept him off the team in 2023. Just a huge opportunity for Jordan Burroughs and Chance Marsteller. Chance did not get what he wanted at the World Championships. It was not a performance that was reminiscent of Chance Marsteller when we saw him go at the World Championships. So both guys with so much to wrestle for. No love lost between these two. Cannot wait to see Jordan Burroughs take on Chance Marsteller one last time. Then we go to 92 kilograms, where David Taylor was the story here, and he was cruising to his challenge tournament finals. He pins Marcus Coleman, then he texts Mike Machiavello, then he's got Trent Hidley. And against Trent Hidley, you would say, probably could be another 10-0, right? And it was looking like that. He gets Trent to the edge, snap, go behind, no problem. Then a gut right after that to make it 4-0. Then another takedown, immediately up 6-0 in maybe the first 40 seconds. And then it shifted a little bit, and Trent started to get his hand fight going. He started to get his right side underhook going, and he got a 2. And he was threatening a couple other times and was able to leap over and get a go behind on David Taylor, which David Taylor doesn't give up go behinds. Trent is doing this thing, and he hit it in his previous match where he gets in short offense and he jumps over and gets 2. It was really impressive. And towards the end, Trent was coming after David hard, and he was nearly got the takedown that would have won the match. Instead, David was able to get the score and hang on for I believe it was an 8-4, maybe an 8-6 final. But David was tested, and maybe it would be a good thing for David that he got to go a full 6-minute match, because it looked like he was going to get off the mat in one period, and then Trent really shifted things and did a great job. So it's going to be Zahid Valencia versus David Taylor, a rematch from Final X in 2022, where David won in 2 straight. Feels like he's the favorite, but I don't know. Seeing that match against Trent Hidley, someone who Zahid's had a great track record against, can maybe be a little bit deceptive, but I think those styles make matchups. I think Trent's sort of a tougher matchup for David with the physicality and the size he brings. Zahid Valencia is just a completely different wrestler, and he's going to challenge David in very different ways. It's not going to be with a hard underhook and a hand fight and a leaping go behind it. It's going to be with his swing single, powerful double leg, and his lateral movement. So it's going to be a great 2 out of 3. Those are all set. It starts at 11 a.m. Eastern is round 1 of the best 2 out of 3, and then at 3 Eastern is when rounds 2 and 3, if necessary, go down, and that's for men's freestyle, women's freestyle, and Greco-Roman. An amazing, amazing day 1 of wrestling. I cannot wait for day 2. Who do you got? Who's going to be making the world team in 2024?